Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today or tonight or whenever you're watching. My name is Erica Burns, and I've been on YouTube before, but I've never been like super duper, like really, I guess, put myself out there to the degree that maybe others have that have gotten their channels traffic. I never really did the research and took the time to actually try to figure it out. I just, delusionally like put YouTube videos up in my college between my sophomore and junior years of oh my God, did I just say my college? And my summer, sorry, between my sophomore and junior years of college. I should have been probably focusing on, I don't know, maybe like working towards my career path or, transitioning even, beginning that. But instead I was in my parents' basement getting drunk the entire summer. And then, yeah, just putting a YouTube video out there saying, hey, I guess this is going to make me famous. This has got to be the thing, or American Idol, or this, self-published book that's pretty generic. One of these things has to work out. And none of them did. None of them. That's just so true. Nothing worked out. And it just went to show like my level of pride and delusion along the way. But the point of the matter was I'd suffered a lot in high school and gone through absolute fucking hell as a transgender woman who was not fully able to be myself. And so I think I was kind of lost in my college years and just being finally free to be myself. Only the fact of the matter was that I wanted to be myself in my teens well before puberty even finished. So the fact that after having that devastation of that not getting to happen, and then in college being like, oh, now you can be yourself, I was just like, well, fuck this. Plus, there just were a number of things. The discrimination continued in college. And then in my second college, there was just basically my roommate sexually assaulted his girlfriend while I was in the room sleeping, or supposedly sleeping 6 feet away. So it's just a lot of things that have basically amounted to me not having much of a following or any traction whatsoever here on YouTube. But I'm hoping to change that. So yeah, I think one way I can change that is by being authentic and talking about myself as I am, and, realizing that there's other people like me out there. And, Gigi Gorgeous has certainly paved a great way on YouTube, well more than I ever did when because I think she's only like 8 days or 6 days younger than me, or older actually. But I think she was born on 420. But yeah, anyway, I'm like so all over the place because I have not done one of these in a while. But I just want to say, like, I'm happy to be able to do this again. It gives me some sort of purpose in my own life right now where I'm kind of lacking it. I was in LA for 3.5 years. And I think the full extent of my being out there was that I hadn't fully dealt with my trauma. When I moved out there, I was still a kid to some degree, using alcohol to cope. And yeah, nowhere near complete with my transition either. And not really, getting back to the place at that time where, I was ready to get back into that. I think it just brought up too much trauma, like it's been doing. But anyway, yeah, it all kind of came to a head for me at the end of last year and the beginning of this year. And now I am home on the East Coast with my family. And, I feel like this is a time of reckoning, a time of revelations, a time of just really important stuff that's happening in the world. And yeah, there's a virus that's killing people, and that's really awful, and that sucks. But I do want to say I'm still grateful for the time that's being allowed, to recover and try to heal from things that I never got or gave myself the chance to heal from. And now I have no choice. So sometimes I feel like it's too late. Like, I'm going to be 30 in less than a year and a half. And like, I'm finally coming to terms with these things. This is stuff I was supposed to have done a long time ago. And I didn't. I didn't do it a long time ago. And I didn't fully heal. And yeah, it's all come to a head now. But I don't know if this is a typical journey for someone who's trans or not. I haven't looked into too much of it. But I guess it does fit the trajectory of being rejected by your family, and then, trying to run away to a big city where you can, be a star and show everyone. And then you realize it's not like that. The world doesn't work like that. Even that business is unfair and fucked up, as I know firsthand, and, can leave you high and dry. So yeah, just being at this point now where I'm like needing to reckon with the things, and I'm needing to forgive, including forgiving myself. You know, that's a huge thing. And hindsight is so 2020. I realize now, like, it's all caught up to me. I think for years I was just like convincing myself that any little imperfection I had was just part of the dream and part of me getting to my dream. But now I'm like, oh fuck, these were things I actually could have addressed and changed. What the fuck was I doing? Wake up, Erica. Even my electrologist in California told me she hoped I would wake the fuck up. Maybe, you know, maybe she had some wishing spell or something. But yeah, I definitely needed to wake the fuck up. And I am woken the fuck up, but I'm also like trying to be at a point now where I can sort of just like, yeah, forgive myself and move on, whatever that means. And it's going to mean different things now that we're in the middle of a pandemic than it would otherwise. So that in a sense is, I guess, kind of comforting for me in knowing that, you know, I actually, you know, can, I guess, be on the same page as everybody else maybe, whereas before, like, the pandemic hit, I felt very alone and isolated in my own personal situation. Now the world's crappy for everyone, so maybe we can uncrap it together and get to a new place and get a second chance. And I think the truth is we all need one. I know I've needed one. I know I needed a second chance because I woke up to things before COVID even happened and realized there were problems in my life. And then COVID did happen. So I think I'd be doing a disservice if I just pretended it was otherwise. Like in the past, I always tried to brush it away and make it look neat. And I think that has a lot to do with what I was taught when I, you know, came out as a teenager to my mom. And, you know, and a lot of other things just about myself and in school where you have to like suppress yourself to, you know, not get bullied. It's just really tough. So I talk a lot, I know, but I just basically think that, you know, being back here now is good for me. It's good for me to realize where I fell short, really see it, and not just like tie it into this neat bow of like, oh, well, you know, it's like, no, this is actually concerning. This actually needs to be addressed. And if no one else is going to address the elephant in the room, then I'm going to address it. And I want to get better. I want to get better. I want to heal. I don't want to live a life of just complete negativity. I want to live a life of positivity and of joy and of excitement and hope. And it's hard to feel that way. And my mental health is shit a lot of the time. But, you know, I'm hoping that can sort of be relieved in time and addressed. And I'm working on that for myself and just forgiving myself and, you know, coming into the woman that I am, that I always have been. And knowing that was what I would rather live as than growing into a man's body, you know. At 14 years old, I knew what I know now. I knew that I wanted to be a woman. I knew that I am a woman. And unfortunately, my insistence and my certainty of that was seemingly not enough, or it wasn't enough. I didn't know to reach out to certain people that they might have been able to help me, you know, or I was too depressed and didn't care, you know, and just kind of just gave in and gave up, you know, because I was too overwhelmed by the prospect myself in the same sense that my mom was. So I think there's that level of trying to forgive her because, yeah, I was under 18, but I could have maybe done a few things differently myself had I not been so bogged down. And yeah, I think I've been suppressing this stuff for a while. I felt like, yeah, I could just run away to California and it would never have to, you know, be a thing. You know, I could just become somebody else, maybe other than exactly who it is I'm supposed to be, which isn't such a bad thing. And I'm not saying California and LA aren't the places for me anymore. I'm just simply saying that, you know, going out there solely for that purpose is bad. You should go out there because you genuinely want to, and you want to be a part of that scene and a part of that creative culture. That should be the reason. You should have that honest desire, not just to get rich and famous, because odds are pretty slim. So, yeah. Sometimes you realize it's time to grow up. It's time to let go of things. And I realize there's a lot of things I've been holding on to over the years, like a lot of baggage. And that's one thing. Maybe it's my obsessive compulsive disorder I've dealt with, but I've had trouble letting go of things. And I want to make it my goal to let go. Thank you for watching this video.